Ford has officially thrown down the gauntlet. They're no longer playing catch-up, they're rewriting the rules. They just revealed a bold new EV strategy that starts with a $30,000 mid-size electric truck backed by a retooled factory and a radically simplified production platform. This isn't just another model launch, it's what Ford is calling their Model T moment. What's really wild is how this move puts Ford in direct competition with giants like Tesla and BYD, especially in the affordable EV arena. Ford's CEO acknowledged the Chinese threat, noting that lower-cost, high-volume EVs are the name of the game. Meanwhile, Ford's new platform aims to use simpler batteries, lithium iron phosphate, fewer parts, and a new manufacturing architecture to slash costs. Why does this matter to you? Because if Ford pulls this off, we could see a big shakeup in pricing across the entire market. Other automakers are going to be forced to respond, either by cutting their prices or ramping up their tech. The ripple effect. More affordable EVs, more competition, and maybe even major changes at dealerships and supply chains. On the flip side, this is also a huge risk for Ford. Huge capital investment, a crowded EV field, and a market that's still volatile for electric vehicles. So, what should you keep an eye on? Watch the pricing announcements, watch how rivals respond, and watch Ford's ability to deliver on this promise. Because if they fail, the fallout could be massive. But if they succeed, the auto market as we know it might be in for a major reset. And here's where things start getting even more intense. Ford isn't just talking about building cheaper EVs. They're restructuring their entire supply chain to make it happen. Reports confirm that Ford is investing billions into a new LFP battery plant in Michigan, aiming to produce batteries that are not only more affordable but also last longer and charge faster. This move directly challenges Tesla's cost advantage and could be the beginning of a full-blown EV price war. The company says this new setup will help them reduce production costs by up to 40%, a massive shift that could send shockwaves through the entire global auto industry. But there's more. Ford's leadership made it clear they're ready to make tough decisions. The company has already announced significant job cuts and plant restructuring in an effort to streamline EV production and improve profitability. It's a controversial decision, sparking mixed reactions from unions and industry analysts. But Ford insists this leaner, faster model is the only way to stay competitive in today's rapidly evolving market. And judging by how investors are reacting, Wall Street seems to believe it too. Ford's stock jumped after the announcement, signaling that confidence in this bold EV future might finally be returning. What's really catching everyone off guard, though, is how Ford plans to merge digital tech with its next-gen vehicles. The new platform will feature advanced AI-driven systems for energy management, self-diagnostics, and over-the-air upgrades, similar to what Tesla pioneered but designed to be more user-friendly and cost-efficient. Imagine your Ford truck learning your driving habits, adjusting energy usage, and updating itself overnight with new features. This isn't just evolution. This is Ford declaring that the next era of driving belongs to those who adapt fastest. And just when people thought they had Ford figured out, the company dropped another bombshell. Rumors suggest a strategic partnership with major tech players like Google and Qualcomm to integrate enhanced connectivity and autonomous capabilities across future models. If this comes true, it could redefine how traditional automakers compete with tech-driven EV startups. Ford's message is loud and clear. They're done following. They're setting the pace. The company wants to dominate not just through design and performance, but by owning the entire ecosystem, from manufacturing to software. And as Ford's plan unfolds, the ripple effects are already being felt across the industry. Competitors like GM, Toyota, and even Tesla are quietly reevaluating their strategies. Analysts say Ford's aggressive EV pricing and production overhaul could force a new wave of global price cuts, potentially igniting what experts are calling Price War 2.0. GM's upcoming Silverado EV and Toyota's hybrid lineup may soon have to undercut their own pricing just to stay relevant, and that's something no one expected this soon. Dealerships across the US are also reacting fast. Many have reported an influx of buyers asking about upcoming EV and hybrid incentives, anticipating Ford's announcement will push discounts even further. And Ford seems ready for it. Insiders say the company is planning a nationwide rebate push in early 2026, with major incentives on the F-150 Lightning, Mustang Mach-E, and the Escape hybrid lineup. If that happens, buyers could see price drops as steep as $7,000 to $10,000, depending on the model and region. That's the kind of deal that can move the market overnight. But this massive pivot isn't just about cars. It's about control of the future. Ford is now looking beyond vehicles, investing in energy storage systems, home charging networks, and vehicle-to-grid technology that lets owners sell power back to the grid. This strategy could turn Ford drivers into micro-energy suppliers, a futuristic concept that not even Tesla has fully realized at scale. It's a bold bet on an ecosystem-driven economy, where your car becomes part of your home's energy network. At the same time, Ford's global strategy is shifting. The company is reportedly eyeing new production hubs in Mexico and Southeast Asia to cut logistics costs and speed up EV exports. That could open the door for Ford to compete directly with Chinese EV giants like BYD and NIO in emerging markets, a move that could either make Ford a true global EV powerhouse or expose it to massive geopolitical and financial risk. And let's not forget the union angle. UAW leaders are already demanding reassurances that this new EV transition won't come at the expense of American jobs. Ford's CEO responded by emphasizing that their new production facilities will create long-term, sustainable roles in advanced manufacturing, but insiders claim that automation and digital integration might still reduce the total workforce over time. Behind the scenes, industry insiders say this might be the most transformative gamble in Ford's 120-year history. The company is betting that by 2027, mass-market consumers will finally be ready to switch to EVs, not because of government mandates or green marketing, but because Ford will make it financially irresistible. The rumored $30,000 price tag for their new mid-size electric truck could be the tipping point that makes gas-powered vehicles obsolete for everyday drivers. Imagine that. An affordable, fully electric truck that outperforms your current ride and saves you thousands in fuel and maintenance. But not everyone is convinced. Some analysts warn that Ford could be moving too fast, risking its profitability in the short term. The EV market is still volatile. Battery material prices fluctuate, charging infrastructure remains patchy, and consumer confidence hasn't fully recovered after the last wave of EV delays. If demand doesn't meet Ford's expectations, this ambitious plan could backfire, leading to production slowdowns, unsold inventory, and even deeper financial strain. Still, Ford's leadership insists this is the only path forward. CEO Jim Farley recently said, "We're not just building cars, we're building the future of mobility." That statement alone sums up Ford's new identity: part automaker, part tech innovator, and part energy company. Their goal isn't just to survive the EV transition, it's to lead it. And that leadership is already visible in Ford's latest moves with connected vehicle software. Every new model will now run on Ford's updated Blue Oval Intelligence System, a fully integrated platform combining infotainment, driver assistance, predictive maintenance, and cloud-based updates. This means your Ford vehicle won't just drive you, it will evolve with you. With features rolling out through wireless updates, owners will no longer need to wait for new model years to get the latest improvements. They'll just wake up to a smarter car. Meanwhile, Tesla's dominance in the EV software game might finally face a serious challenger. Tech experts are already calling Ford's new system the first real threat to Tesla's autopilot and in-car ecosystem. And with Ford partnering with Google for real-time AI navigation and voice integration, it's clear they're not cutting corners this time. And what's even more fascinating is how Ford plans to reshape the customer experience entirely. The company isn't just innovating under the hood, it's reinventing how people buy cars. Ford has quietly begun testing a direct-to-consumer sales model for certain EVs, cutting out dealership markups and offering transparent pricing online. This could be a game-changer for buyers who are tired of haggling and hidden fees. Imagine ordering your new Ford EV straight from their site, customizing it digitally, and having it delivered to your driveway within weeks. No pressure, no middleman. Dealership groups aren't thrilled about this shift. Some have already pushed back, warning that Ford's new system could undermine the retail network. But Ford's top executives remain firm, saying the traditional model must evolve to stay competitive in the digital age. They're promising a hybrid approach, where local dealers still handle service, test drives, and delivery. But pricing and inventory will be fully controlled by Ford. It's a bold move that could streamline costs and make the car buying process faster and more transparent than ever. Meanwhile, Ford's upcoming 2026-2027 lineup is shaping up to be one of the most anticipated in years. Sources close to the company hint at a next-gen F-150 Lightning, boasting nearly 600 miles of range, faster charging, and a lighter frame made with advanced aluminum alloys. And that's not all. Whispers of a fully electric Mustang GT are making headlines, promising performance numbers that could rival supercars. If true, this would mark a new era where electric doesn't just mean efficient, it means exhilarating. But perhaps the biggest wildcard is Ford's rumored solid-state battery breakthrough. The company recently filed new patents around compact, high-density energy cells that could double driving range while cutting weight and charging time. Industry insiders believe this could give Ford a major lead in the EV arms race, especially if they scale production before Tesla or Toyota's next generation hits the road. Still, as Ford races ahead, the challenges are immense. The infrastructure for widespread EV adoption, charging stations, grid stability, recycling, still lags far behind. Ford has been vocal about working with governments and energy providers to expand fast-charging networks across North America. They've even announced plans to open thousands of charging ports compatible with Tesla's NACS system, ensuring that Ford drivers have one of the largest charging networks in the country. And that's where things get truly strategic, because Ford isn't just thinking about cars anymore, they're thinking about ecosystems. The company's long-term vision extends far beyond the highway, with plans to integrate Ford vehicles into smart cities, renewable energy grids, and connected home systems. Imagine pulling into your driveway and your Ford EV automatically syncing with your home's power system, charging when rates are lowest, powering your house during outages, or even selling excess energy back to the grid. Ford's calling this vehicle to everything, and it could fundamentally change how energy and mobility intersect in our daily lives. Behind closed doors, Ford engineers are already working on what insiders describe as a living vehicle platform, an adaptable software and hardware base that can evolve with new technologies over the next decade. Instead of designing each car from scratch, Ford can upgrade core components like batteries, motors, and AI systems without completely redesigning the entire vehicle. That means faster innovation cycles, cheaper updates, and cars that don't become obsolete every few years. It's modular mobility. The way smartphones transform tech, Ford wants to do the same for transportation. At the same time, Ford is quietly expanding into commercial EV solutions, targeting fleet operators, logistics companies, and even city governments. Their new division, Ford Pro, is already signing multi-billion-dollar contracts to supply electric vans and trucks equipped with intelligent fleet management software. This segment might not grab flashy headlines like the Mustang or Lightning, but analysts say it could be Ford's secret weapon, a stable, high-margin business that fuels their consumer EV push. And here's the twist. Ford's global influence is also growing fast. The company recently secured new export deals with European and South American markets for hybrid and electric models, particularly in countries where fuel costs are soaring and environmental regulations are tightening. That global expansion could help balance out weaker sales in regions where EV adoption is slower. Yet, with every bold step forward, there's tension. Industry experts are warning that Ford's aggressive EV push could strain its partnerships with suppliers, especially as demand for rare materials like lithium, nickel, and cobalt continues to rise. To counter that, Ford is now exploring long-term mining agreements and even considering partial ownership in resource extraction firms, something traditional automakers rarely do. It's an unprecedented level of vertical integration that could secure Ford's future dominance, but it's also incredibly risky. And while all of that unfolds behind the scenes, the financial world is closely watching Ford's every move. Wall Street analysts are calling this transformation a make-or-break decade for the company. Ford's EV investments, estimated to surpass $50 billion by 2027, are the largest in its history. And they come at a time when global demand for EVs is fluctuating. Some quarters are seeing record growth, while others show slowing adoption. It's a volatile market, but compared to betting that innovation but the stock market shares spiked before leveling out as investors processed the implications. Some view this as Ford reclaiming its legacy, a bold return to its roots as an industry disruptor. Others warn it could stretch Ford's resources too thin, especially if consumer interest doesn't match their massive production scale. Meanwhile, consumers are already starting to feel the tremors of Ford's aggressive shift. Dealerships are reporting price increases and early sign-up lists for the upcoming affordable EV lineup, with thousands of customers placing refundable deposits even before prototypes are shown publicly. The hype is real, and it's building fast. Online forums are buzzing with comparisons between Ford's new EV truck and Tesla's Cybertruck, and some are even calling it the Cybertruck killer before official specs are released. And Ford isn't shying away from that comparison either. Executives combine the practicality of the F-150 with the innovation of Tesla, but at a fraction of the price. That statement alone sent ripples across the entire industry. Ford is also making a massive push into sustainability. The company just announced that all of its North American production plants will transition to 100% renewable energy by 2030, a move that aligns with global environmental targets and gives them a powerful marketing advantage. This isn't just corporate greenwashing. Ford's already invested in solar farms and wind projects that will directly power its factories. It's a message to both consumers and competitors. Ford wants to lead the green revolution, not follow it. But make no mistake, behind all the excitement, there's pressure building. The competition is fierce, the economy is uncertain, and the margin for error is razor thin. Ford's leadership knows that one wrong move, one production delay or quality issue, could send shockwaves through their entire plan. Yet if they pull it off, this could go down as one of the greatest turnarounds in automotive history. And as this high-stakes transformation accelerates, Ford's rivals are scrambling to respond. Inside sources say GM has already called emergency strategy meetings, exploring how to accelerate its Ultium battery rollout and potentially match Ford's pricing. Meanwhile, Toyota, long committed to hybrids over full EVs, is reportedly reconsidering its timeline for all-electric models, fearing that Ford's aggressive expansion could erode its market share in North America faster than expected. Even Tesla has subtly shifted its tone, with Elon Musk recently commenting that competition in the affordable EV sector is about to get brutal. This brewing rivalry could redefine what the next decade of car manufacturing looks like. Ford's move has set off what many analysts are calling an EV arms race 2.0, where the winners will be those who can deliver range, reliability, and affordability at scale. But Ford's edge isn't just in technology, it's in its brand loyalty and deep roots with American consumers. These companies have dominated their domestic markets with ultra-low-cost EVs, and now Ford wants a piece of that action. But the challenge is enormous. Competing in China means competing on price, efficiency, and government partnerships, all areas where local brands have home field advantage. Still, Ford believes its mix of brand prestige, safety standards, and new software tech can carve out a foothold in these fast-growing markets. Behind every headline, though, one thing is becoming clear. This isn't just another corporate shift. It's a complete rebirth of Ford's identity, a company that once built the Model T to mobilize America, now trying to electrify the planet. And with each announcement, the stakes, the risks, and the possibilities keep getting bigger. So here's the bottom line. Ford isn't just trying to survive this new era, they're trying to dominate it. What started as one bold announcement has now become a full-scale revolution that's shaking every corner of the auto world. From massive EV investments and record-breaking innovation to daring pricing moves that could trigger a global price war, Ford has made it clear they're ready to lead the next chapter of automotive history. The question now isn't if the industry will change, it's how fast everyone else can catch up. Because if Ford's strategy pays off, we're not just talking about cheaper cars or better tech. We're talking about a total reset of how we drive, charge, and even think about vehicles. So what do you think? Is Ford making a genius move, or are they taking the biggest gamble in company history? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I want to hear what you think about this massive shift. If you found this video informative, make sure to like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so you don't miss the next update on Ford's unfolding EV war. Because trust me, this story is far from over. The next big twist could drop any day now.